Hey guys, what is up? My name is Dabe and welcome to my next loot video. So, this one is 5,000 Fossil Island Wyverns, which is actually quite a long grind. I'm going to go over some of the statistics and stuff later on in the video, but I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. The reason why I did this grind is because of a series I'm running called Iron Completionist. If you are new to my channel and this is the first video you've seen, feel free to check it out. There's a few episodes out already. And I'm basically going for a lot of items that most Ironmen wouldn't typically go for, one of which being the Wyvern Visage. I'm not going to spoil whether or not I got it in this video, but I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a rundown of how I do this. So, to start off, I just take this setup. I bring the herb sack because the occasional drop of Toadstools or Renar weeds aren't noted, so it does occasionally save you an inventory slot here and there. Nummy lights just stack up, and it's easier for me to leave them in my inventory rather than banking them. And the rune pouch has tell you to house runes because I don't want to waste house tabs as an Iron Man. Then I just use one dose of super combat for the whole trip, dig side pendant to get there, and just house telly, get my prayer and everything back, bank at Castle Wars, and then head back again. Getting there is also fairly simple. Once you teleport, you just take the mushroom tree, and it's a hop, skip, and a jump right over. So right from here, I can just take the mushroom tree, go to Verdant Valley, and then from here, as soon as it loads, I'll show you guys. From here, I just run this way. It's kind of obnoxious because you have to run all the way around like this, but overall, it's pretty quick to get back. Alright, so I generally run to the south and kill the long-tailed wyverns because according to the wiki page, these ones have the most common drop chance of the 35 noted teak logs drop. And I figured since I eventually plan on maxing this account, it made sense for me just to try and bank some teak logs. You know, why not? Save a little bit of time in the future, I guess, because I hate woodcutting. I don't know if they are actually correct, and by they I mean the drop rates on the RS wiki page, because no one really kills these, and I don't really know if the drop rates for particular items are more or less common from the other varieties of wyverns. Personally, I killed these the entire time though, like I said, for the reason of teak logs. The only big difference is if you choose to kill ancient wyverns, which are right at the end of the cave over there. Their drops also really aren't that crazy. The difference is these drop some supplies and things that I would deem more useful for Iron Men, whereas the ancient wyverns just tend to have a lot of alkables on their table. I also want to let you guys know that if you are regular viewers of the Iron Completionist episode, there will obviously be some spoilers and some shared clips between the two. The only real shared clips is basically just the drops. In this video, I'm going to go over the loot more explicitly. In that video, I'm just going to move on and do the regular progress. Just to clarify so you guys know, if you don't want spoilers, you might want to wait to watch this video, but there will be stuff shown in this that won't be shown in the other video. Alright, so at the end of my 1 hour of actually trying with a DDS, I went from 124 to 195 wyvern bones, which means I got 71 kills in an hour. Now that is with using the DDS at the opportunities that I had to use it. In most circumstances, I'm probably going to be AFKing a little bit harder, so I'm going to assume like 65-ish kills per hour, which is actually, it's actually still really good. Hey, we got our first unique, the Granite Longsword. Coming in, I have no idea what KC I'm at. I have no idea where I could actually, well, I know what I could check this at. I could go see how many bones I have in the bank. Roughly 450 though, if I had to give an estimate. Last I checked about an hour ago, I was at like 390 or something. So around 450 KC for the Granite Longsword. That's pretty fucking dope. That is one of the 3 things knocked out. I believe it is the most common. I can double check, but I think that between the boots and the longsword from the long-tailed wyverns, one is 1 in 512 and one is 1 in 2500, the visage being 1 in 12k. I don't expect to get that in this grind, but it will be fantastic if I do. Hey, we just got our second unique, the granite boots. That's actually really cool as well. Once again, just another item that doesn't technically have any use for like my actual progress, but in terms of the Iron Completionist, it is very, very helpful to get. So I think we are around 1,500-ish kills now getting these. I think these are a 1 in 2,500 drop rate from the smaller wyverns. So that's pretty fucking dope. And now I guess we just need the visage, which is 1 in 12k. Okay, I'm really hoping we get that one. We have our second Granite Longsword coming in here. Actually surprised this is only my second one, because I believe the drop rate on these is 1 in 512. According to the wiki, anyway. For all I know, maybe it is the same drop rate as the boots. But that is only my second Granite Longsword, and we are about 2,700 kills in at this point. So, you know, here's hoping. Alright, there is our third Granite Longsword. So maybe there is some truth to the Granite Longsword being more common than the Granite Boots. I'm at about 3,700 kills right now. So now I'm starting to think that I was just unlucky before. Another Granite Longsword. I think this is number 4 at this point. So that's pretty cool. I mean, like, once again, I've probably said this in the last clip too. It's not like they really mean anything, but it's just an item that I never really see. So it's always cool seeing something like that on the ground. Livens up the grind a little bit. We're at about 4,050 or so right now. So we're almost done. I want to have this done by tomorrow. I can finally move on to doing other stuff after that, because this grind is really killing me. Alright, approaching the end of the grind, I'm getting dragged all the way over these Talon Wyverns. Granite Longsword, I think that's number 4 or 5, I honestly don't know at this point. We're at about 4,800 kills though, so we're almost done with this. And it's unfortunately looking like we're not getting that Visage. Well, that's another Granite Longsword coming in. Right after I just recorded, like, a bit of the intro to this video. Nice. Can't complain. Alright, this should do it. Bam. 5,000 Wyverns done. Alright, unfortunately, no Visage. But we can start diving into the glorious, glorious loot. Now, starting off with this. These are the fossils that I got. Also, there's a hard clue that I totally forgot to do. 127 small fossils, 67 medium fossils, 64 large fossils, and 15 rare fossils. Now, I'm going to go ahead and advise you right now, this is definitely not the best way to get fossils. Without a doubt, it is definitely not the best way to get fossils at all. Pretty sure that the woodcutting method is the fastest, and then herbivore would make more sense to do as well. But, you know, I'm killing these for a different reason. This is just a side benefit. So now I'm going to go tally up all the loot. There is some stuff I didn't pick up, but I wrote down what I didn't pick up. And then at least three drops that you guys won't see are the calcite and pyrophosphate. I think it's pyrophosphate. As well as the pure essence drops. I didn't pick up any of those because this account already has a shitload of pure essence, and I didn't really want to waste an inventory slot picking it up every time, so I just didn't bother. Alright, so I do have to split this up into 2 inventories because I don't have enough space to put everything. So this is the first one. I added extra cash to make up for the alkables I didn't pick up because there were a few times I couldn't pick up the Addy crossbows or Addy battle axes, like I prioritized bones over them. Alright, so this is the first... almost messed up with those arrows right there. Alright, this is the first inventory of loot, and that is a little bit over 15 mil. The second half is obviously going to be substantially more than that because it's going to have the uniques as well as all the bones in it. Alright, this is the much juicier price check. To go over it a little bit before I put it all in there, the majority of the herb seeds that you get are Renar seeds. They're a lot more common than everything else. Apparently, granite longswords are a hell of a lot more common than granite boots. Although, according to the wiki, these are 1 in 512, but in 5,000 kills, I only got 6 of them, and these are around 1 in 2,500, and I only got 1 of them. So I don't know if the wiki's wrong, or I just got a little bit unlucky on granite longswords. Not sure. Doesn't really matter. They're not worth a whole lot anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this all in there, and that is a juicy 29.7 mil. Also, I got 2 spirit seeds, if that's relevant to anybody. I doubt it is, but 2 spirit seeds as well is kind of nice. Alright, now these are the supplies I spent. I didn't obviously spend 2 mil cash, but I used monkfish and I used about 5,000. I don't have 5,000 left to price check, so it's about 2 mil for 5,000 monkfish at the current time of this recording. So I spent about 3.1 mil in supplies. Alright, I double checked my numbers too to make sure I don't fuck this up like I did my my Vorkoth video a little bit. So, the first inventory was 15057, the next was 29699, and subtract the supplies, which is 3.17 mil, and we come up to a total of 41.586 mil profit. Now, you gotta keep in mind that optimally, I was killing about 70 per hour, so let's go ahead and figure out how many, how much money per hour you're gonna be making here. Spoiler alert, not a lot. Alright, so if you have 5,000 kills, let's say optimally 70 per hour, that means it took me 71 hours, or 71.4 hours to complete this entire thing. So 71.42, I'm going to write that down here just so I don't forget it. And we had 41586k divided by 71.42, meaning you're making about 582k profit per hour here. That's honestly a little bit better than I thought, all things considered. That's not terrible. This also didn't include the clue scrolls I completed, which I completed about 29 clue scrolls. I actually think I forgot one on the ground, so you can round that up to 30 if you want to. But 29 clue scrolls were completed throughout this video as well. So 582k an hour plus whatever you're making from clue scrolls, and that's without getting the Visage. So it's actually not as bad as I thought, but obviously not fantastic. All things considered though, I'm pretty sure this is like a level 69 Slayer monster, I think. Okay, I lied. This is 82. What is it? Oh, it's 66 for the ones that I was killing. So a 66 Slayer monster making you 582k an hour is really not bad. You also have to consider though that the rate of 70 is optimal. That's with this gear, which is max melee, you know, aside from Infernal Cape. And that was also with me using a DDS and flicking Piety for that hour, at least most of it. So I'm sure you can get more than that if you're a bit more active than me. I was really only flicking Piety during the DDS specs. So 75 kills an hour is probably possible, but it's really not going to be raising your profit a whole lot. Overall thoughts? More GP per hour than I expected. I mean, for a 66 Slayer monster, that's actually pretty balanced. So, you know what? I regret insulting these things so much because that's pretty decent GP for that level of Slayer monster. Now, like I said, also I was in max gear, and most people who are 66 Slayer probably aren't going to be in max gear. But I enjoyed the process of making this video. I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't actually get the Visage, but it is 1 in 12,000 from the Wyverns that I was killing. It is 1 in 10,000 from Ancient Wyverns, which is probably what I'm going to kill every time I get a Fossil Island Wyvern task in the future. Will I do another grind like this? Yes. Will it be on Fossil Island Wyverns? Not anytime soon. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I put a lot of time into it. Like I said, I mean, 71 hours of grinding, and that's assuming optimal rate. Realistically, it was probably more like 80 because I was streaming a lot of this and whatnot too. But still, pretty long fucking grind. I actually completed this in 5.5 days because I really felt motivated to do it, and I didn't want to do anything else on my Iron Man until I had this done. So 5.5 days for a 70 to 80 hour grind is a lot of work. So if you guys enjoy this video, or you know, maybe you've never seen a video covering these things, feel free to like it, feel free to comment, and feel free to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Helps me continue to grow my channel. And if you really want to, you know, Dwarf, you're ruining me here. If you really want to continue to see my uploads and whatnot, make sure you turn on your notifications for the channel, because YouTube is kind of scuffed, and we all know it doesn't really work. My CC is public and shown down below. It's not the name of this account, it's the name of my main. Discord is public. Check out my streams. I live stream each and every single day. And feel free to check out my Patreon page if you feel like supporting. You're ruining me, Dwarf. You're actually ruining me. Have a fantastic day, guys. And I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope to see more of you guys in the next one.